Alright, so how I start this car, it's a very, very messed up thing to do. So, apparently this is just like there's a sensor in here or some kind of, like, I guess you want to say, like, some kind of radio sensor in here. So when you plug it in, it senses it's in, but the twisting thing's broken, so I can't start the car. But what I do have is access to this thing, which this is what it connects up to in the very end. See, it goes key in to this thing. This is what you're actually twisting when you start your car. What you see in movies when people hotwire cars, this is what they're hotwiring. I need to figure out which two of these wires I need to short out to make the car start when I do this. So I'm going to try to do this with a camera. So how I start the car, the battery's unhooked, so it's not going to do anything. But what I do is I go in to this thing, put the screwdriver in, put it in, and then twist it until it can start, which is the farthest thing, of course, when you twist your key. It's the same thing, but it's just disconnected from the key. So now I'm going to see if I can just push to start the thing. Because honestly, if someone steals this car, they're going to have their work cut out for them. So, to fix this ignition problem, what I found was this 10 amp button right here using this thing. And oh yeah, I'm trying a new camera setup with the GoPro on the forehead. But what we have here is this momentary switch, and I tested using the continuity detectors which ones it was. So when I start the car. So this is just going to be for the starter, and I already crimped these things on. So I can just have one here, another one here, and I can just solder these directly on to the ignition. I don't know how smoothly it's going to work because I know there's several other buttons in there. Someone said on this one forum that you need to have 2 toggles and then the momentary, and then I had all the colors mapped out and everything. Alright, so what I have here, push button toggle, 2 alligator clips, and I'm going to see where I can short it out. So the key has the chip in it, so it needs to go in this. Oh, I need to plug in the battery, don't I? I unhooked the battery so it doesn't go dead. I took a picture of my computer monitor on this, and so this is what it is down here in this thingy. For these wires. So here we need to have green, turns the car into run, violet, the top one, turns all the accessories on, and then BLK/yellow. Question, BLK/yellow, what? Black, yellow. Oh. So black, yellow, the guy in the back right there. So I need to twist this and then short those 2 out. So going through this logic, black, yellow, and then what's ground? Okay, just for a starter point, we got the black/yellow is the starter. That's going to be harder to test. So now I'm going to do green. Green and red will be the 2 points I'll connect, or I'll monitor, I guess. There's red, and come on. And here's green. I have smaller alligator clips than the starter, just in case I'm shorting something out, so the alligator clips melt. That makes no sense. Alright, so I found out which two wires are the actual momentary starter button. And that's those two. It's the green and the yellow. If those two are connected, it spins the starter. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rig up my starter button, that starter button, to those two terminals. I'm going to solder them on. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to test out my hot wiring technique, see if it works the same concept as a normal car. Let's see if keys in, and now I'm going to get the screwdriver. I'm not going to start the car, I'm going to put it into secondary mode. There's several modes, let's see. 1, system's on. 2, car on. Alright. Okay, there we go. Next thing we need to do is power on the car. Ideally, if I touch this to this green wire, the green wire to the yellow wire, the car should start. Oh, yes! Alright, so it took a little bit longer than expected, but what I did do was I got one lead on the yellow black ground and another one, it looks pretty bad, but it's on the green one. So these two, when these are connected, are the starter. So I'm going to do that right now. First thing you do, start it up. 1, dash turns on. Oh wait, I slipped, sorry. 2, this is really hard to do one-handed. 2, okay, yeah, there we go, 2. So then everything's on, car's on, and now all I gotta do is touch these two together. Boom, car is started. And now to turn it off, I still need to figure out what terminals these are, but you just twist this thing. One more time, there we go, car's off. So, I need to figure out which pins do what. I'm already about a third of the way there. Alright, so I finally hooked up that 10 amp little push switch to the 2 little extensions I added just in case I need to add anything to this in the future. And then I have those directly soldered on. So, I go over to here. 1 click. Car odometer, everything's on. Now I need to go 1 more click. Boom. Okay, car's on. Stereo's on, little computer's on. Everything's on. Now, hopefully, if everything's done correctly, I need to press this button. Nice. Okay. Try to find the other two. For that push button, I found that the one I had was the exact same size as the little car power jack. So, I just ran it under here through that little thing. It's now in here. Got one of the wires there, the other one there, not touching anything. Okay, so now put it in here. 1 click, car's doing this. 2 click, it's on, and that is fun, and that is really cool. All right, try to turn it off. There we go. And we're good.